Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going deep on something pretty wild.
Yeah.
The bloop.
The bloop.
So picture this.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 1997.
Okay.
You got a team of scientists out in the Pacific listening for, underwater volcanoes, the kind of stuff that shakes the seabed.
Exactly.
But what they pick up is something totally different.
Something big.
Like something that sends a shiver down the spines of scientists everywhere.
And really, captures the imagination, I think, of people all over the world when they hear about it.
Totally.
It just grabs you.
It's like one of those things you hear and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
There's something down there.
Exactly. And
we don't know what it is.
yeah. And it makes you wonder how much we really know about what's down there.
Exactly.
We think we've got this planet figured out.
Yeah.
But then something like this comes along.
Right.
And it's like a big question mark.
It reminds us how much we don't know.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's get into this.
Okay.
What did the bloop sound like?
So imagine a sound so deep,
Okay.
so powerful, that it could be picked up by hydrophones.
Hydrophones.
Yeah, those are like special underwater microphones.
Gotcha.
Thousands of miles apart.
Oh, wow.
Ultra low frequency,
Okay.
meaning way below what humans can even hear.
So we wouldn't even be able to hear it.
Not directly, no.
Yeah.
But when scientists sped up the recording, it sounded like
Like what?
a monstrous echoing groan.
A groan.
Yeah, almost like
Oh.
some massive creature exhaling or something like that.
Wow. That's pretty creepy.
Yeah, it's definitely not your average whale song.
So what were people thinking?
Oh, man, like all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
It was a real head scratcher.
I bet.
First, you got people thinking, could this be a giant squid?
The giant squid.
Yeah.
I mean, those things are pretty big.
They are, but
Yeah.
even the biggest squid we know of.
Probably couldn't make a sound that loud.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what else were they thinking?
Well, some folks even wondered about, a new species of whale.
Oh, wow.
Something even bigger than a blue whale.
Bigger than a blue whale.
Yeah, I know. It's
Well,
hard to know.
those are like the biggest animals on the planet.
Exactly. And that's where the problem comes.
Okay, so size matters.
It does when it comes to sound,
Yeah.
especially in water.
Right.
There are limits to how much noise an animal can make
Based on.
based on its size and how its body works.
Okay.
And the bloop was just so incredibly loud.
Yeah, you said it could be heard for thousands of miles.
Yeah, and that kind of power,
Mm-hmm.
that takes something really massive.
So not a giant squid, not a super whale.
Probably not.
What else did they come up with?
Well, there was another theory about ice shells cracking.
Ice.
Yeah, those giant sheets of ice?
Right, and Antarctica and stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
And when those things break apart,
They can make some seriously loud booming noises.
that makes sense. I guess
Yeah.
ice can do some crazy stuff.
Can.
But was that a good fit?
Not really.
What's wrong with it?
The bloop had this kind of distinct pattern to it.
Like what?
It wasn't just a random boom.
Okay.
It seemed to repeat and change over time.
Really?
Yeah, and that wasn't typical of the sounds they usually heard from ice.
Interesting.
Plus, of course, the public imagination went a little wild with this one.
I bet.
Yeah, I mean, some people even started linking the bloop to, Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos.
Cthulhu. Like the tentacle-faced monster.
The one and only.
Oh, man. People's imaginations were running wild.
Yeah, it's amazing how a single sound can spark so much speculation.
So we've got giant squid ruled out.
Yeah,
We've got super whales, probably not.
right.
Ice is a maybe, but not a great fit.
Exactly.
And then we've got, Cthulhu lurking in the depths.
Gotta love the internet for that one.
So was anyone trying to approach this in a more, scientific way?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well,
Right.
there's this marine biologist, Dr. Isla Hansen.
Dr. Hansen.
She was really fascinated by the bloop.
What was it about it that got her so interested?
The patterns we were talking about.
Okay.
She wasn't just hearing a random noise.
She saw something more in it?
Right. She thought there might be some kind of structure to it.
Like what?
Maybe a series of signals?
Signals.
Yeah, or even some form of communication.
Communication. You mean
From something we haven't identified yet.
Oh, wow.
It's a bold idea, but she was willing to take some risks to explore it.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me about this submersible.
Okay, so Dr. Hansen.
Yeah.
She had this theory that the source of the bloop was way down
Way down where?
in one of the deepest, most unexplored trenches in the ocean.
Oh, wow.
So she decided to send a submersible down there.
A submersible.
Yeah, a remotely operated one,
Okay.
equipped with cameras and sonar.
Wow. That's That's a pretty big undertaking.
It was a huge risk.
I mean, those depths are like another world.
They really are.
The pressure, the darkness.
Yeah, it's an incredibly hostile environment.
So what were they hoping to find?
Well, the ultimate goal was to solve the mystery, of course.
Of course.
But they were also venturing into completely uncharted territory.
Literally uncharted.
Yeah, we know more about the surface of the moon than we do about the deepest parts of our own oceans.
That's incredible.
It is, and it's what makes this kind of exploration so exciting.
So they sent the submersible down.
Into the abyss. Well, according to reports, the sonar picked up something big.
How big?
Much larger than any known marine animal.
Oh, wow. Are we talking like giant squid?
Even bigger.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
And get this for a brief moment.
Yeah.
The cameras transmitted an image back to the surface.
An image? Of what?
It was blurry.
Okay.
But they described seeing something long and serpentine.
Serpentine, like a snake.
Yeah.
Hold on, are we talking some kind of giant sea serpent here?
It does sound like something straight out of a myth, right?
Yeah.
But just as the team was about to get a clearer picture, something happened. The submersible's power suddenly cut out.
Just like that?
Yeah. No warning, no explanation.
So they lost contact just when things were getting good.
Exactly.
That's a cliffhanger.
It is, and it's a common problem in deep-sea exploration.
Really?
Yeah, the ocean can be a pretty unforgiving environment.
Even with our best technology?
Even with our best tech.
So what happened next?
You'll have to wait for part 2 to find out.
You're killing me.
But I can assure you the story of the Bloop doesn't end there.
I bet it doesn't.
In fact, things are about to get even more intriguing.
I can't wait. So last time we were talking about Dr. Hansen's submersible.
Right.
Going dark.
Yeah, in the abyss.
After seeing something.
Yeah, a glimpse of something incredible.
Down there, did they ever get it back?
They did.
Okay.
But it was, it wasn't easy.
What happened?
It took them hours.
Hours.
Yeah, to reestablish communication.
Okay.
And winch that submersible back up.
To the surface?
Yeah.
And when they finally got it back on deck?
There's something really strange.
What?
No damage.
No damage?
Nope. No explanation for that power failure.
So whatever they encountered down there, just
shut it down.
Shut it down without a trace.
Yeah, basically, like, it just...
That's creepy.
It's a little unsettling.
And very intriguing.
Yeah. You know, it's...
How is that even possible?
That's a question that a lot of people are still asking.
Yeah.
There are some theories floating around.
Like what?
Some people talk about unknown forms of energy or interference.
Yeah. That's all pretty speculative.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like something out of science fiction.
It does, right.
But while all this mystery and intrigue was swirling around the Bloop, the scientists were trying to find a more,
down-to-earth explanation.
Yeah, basically.
So what did they come up with? What did they think was causing the sound?
Well, in 2005...
Okay, NOAA.
NOAA.
Yeah.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
Okay.
They came out and said that the Bloop was most likely caused by...
By what?
Ice shelf movements.
Ice?
Yeah, ice.
So like icebergs breaking up?
Exactly. Specifically in the Antarctic region.
Okay, that seems a little anticlimactic after all that talk about sea serpents.
I know, right?
And, giant creatures lurking in the depths.
I get it. But we have to remember that sound travels really differently in water.
Okay.
Compared to air.
In what way?
Well, all sorts of things can affect it.
Like what?
Like temperature, pressure, salinity.
Salinity?
Yeah, the saltiness of the water.
Okay, I never thought about that.
It all plays a role.
So you're saying that these things can distort the sound?
They can distort, amplify, carry sound waves across huge distances.
So it makes it hard to figure out where the sound is really coming from.
Exactly.
So what sounded like a monster groaning
could actually just be
ice cracking.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
And the scientists, they analyzed the Bloop's acoustic signature.
Acoustic signature.
Just like its unique fingerprint of sound waves.
Gotcha.
And they found that it was pretty similar.
Similar to what?
To sounds that they had recorded from,
From ice?
Yeah, ice events.
And the Bloop was recorded near Antarctica.
Right. It was relatively close to areas with a lot of ice activity.
So it kind of makes sense.
It does seem plausible.
But you said most likely caused by ice. Not definitively.
Right.
So is there still some doubt?
Well, in science, there's always room for doubt.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
It keeps us questioning, exploring, refining our understanding of how things work.
Yeah.
So while a lot of scientists accept this explanation.
About the ice.
Yeah.
There are some who still aren't convinced.
Exactly, including our Dr. Hansen.
So what are their reservations? Why are they questioning the ice theory?
Well, they keep coming back to those patterns we talked about.
The ones in the bloop.
Yeah.
Okay.
They argue that while ice can make those loud, low-frequency sounds, it's hard to explain how it could create something.
As complex as the bloop?
Yeah, something so intricate and seemingly deliberate.
So for Dr. Hansen and the others?
It's not just about whether ice can make loud noises.
Right.
It's about whether it can create something with that specific structure.
That's what keeps this mystery alive.
It is.
Even with the ice explanation.
Exactly, that sliver of doubt.
It keeps us fascinated by the unknown.
It does.
Okay, so we've gone through a lot with the bloop.
We have.
We've heard the sound.
That crazy sound.
Talked about the early theories.
Giant squid sea monster.
Right, and then we got into the science.
The ice shelf theory.
Which makes sense.
But there's still some questions.
Yeah, it's like we're at this crossroads.
I like that analogy.
On one hand, we've got this scientific explanation.
Right, it seems plausible.
But then there's this nagging feeling that...
Maybe there's more to the story.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes science so exciting.
How so?
It's not about being absolutely certain.
Okay.
It's about embracing what we don't know.
And being open to new possibilities.
Exactly. Our understanding is always changing.
So where does that leave us with the bloop?
Well, I think the biggest question is, what would it take to really solve this mystery?
Is that even possible?
I think so, but it would take a lot more research.
Okay.
And especially deeper exploration of the ocean.
We've talked about how little we've explored.
Right, like less than 5%.
Of the entire ocean.
Of the entire ocean.
That's mind-blowing.
It is, and it means that there's a chance that whatever made the bloop is still out there.
Hiding in the depths.
Lurking somewhere we haven't looked yet.
That's both exciting and a little scary.
I agree.
So why does this matter to us?
I think the bloop is a reminder of what? Of how much we still don't know about our own planet.
And that there are still mysteries out there.
Mysteries waiting to be uncovered.
It's like a call to adventure.
It is a call to explore, to question, to learn.
So even though we might not have all the answers about the bloop,
I think the most important thing is to keep that sense of wonder alive.
To be curious about the world around us.
Exactly, because there's still magic out there.
Even if it comes in the form of a strange, unexplained sound.
From the depths of the ocean.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the bloop.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning.
And keep listening.